you, since Denise and I got together this morning, we've been talking nonstop.
Pretty
just
much,
trying to
yeah.
catch up with each other, and we're looking forward to catching up with you as well. Um, Always interesting to be gone, and I like that part of it, but glad to be back here this morning. Come walk in. It smells good in here. It's just, yeah, it's just nice. I did pop in and turn the air conditioner on early because, of course, we're not running it when it's 100 degrees
Right.
and no one is here. We're
Right.
not doing the AC.
Right.
But yeah.
Our AC, I didn't even tell you this, is not keeping up. And
Oh.
so in this humidity, we still are running it because it's working partially.
Somewhat.
We think we have a slow leak. We had it recharged last year. And the guy said, I think you probably have a small leak, but they're really hard to find. And unless you want to spend, well, now it's happened again. And this year, I mean, of course it happens in the week that we're supposed to get 100 and 101. And the humidity's just been awful. So we have another fan in our bedroom, a oscillating fan and the ceiling fan, both on at night, and
Yeah, that
we're
certainly
fine.
helps.
We're making it.
It sure helps. Well, Lisa Caldwell, you were the first one on today. Good to see you on here. Followed right there by Miss Shelley Anderson, and Jan is here as well. Susie Castor and Kathy are on. Connie Grinnan, Carol Barbo is here. Miss Denise is on. She said, "Good morning, ladies. Glad to see you both," and we're glad to see you, Denise, and Denise.
Yes, we talked a little bit. She was telling me how your grandkids like liver.
I know. We have the weirdest grandkids
Well,
ever.
hey, and then we talked about some other things, but no, we talked about a lot of stuff when
That's
you're gone.
awesome. I love that. I love that. And what I found, well, I already knew this, but what I found out is that my fellow business people, they love you, and that they all know Denise, they know Patty, Abby, Joan. It's like they know all of you.
Yeah.
And I had one of my business friends just said, "Well, I watch a lot, but I never say anything because I don't want to freak you out that you think that I'm watching you."
Oh.
And I'm like, "You can't freak me out. You just can't. It's no. We're just who we are."
And crazy thing is I wouldn't recognize you probably because unless you said I'm from I'm a friend of Vicki.
So, Cindy Woods is on, and thank you. It is good to be back. There's Lana and Vicki Franklin, and Robin is here today, and Miss Susan. Good to have you. Cindy Parcell is here. Glad you made it back, Vicki. Yeah, market was fun. It was, compared to the rest of my life, it is just a breeze.
Yeah, you've had
we had a big storm come through that we're still dealing with.
Before market.
Before. So.
And see, when she started telling me the story, I was thinking this happened after, and she said she'd gotten home on Saturday, but then she said the storm was Saturday. Anyway, there was a lot of, but then I finally caught on.
Yeah.
And now
this happened about 10 days ago now.
Yeah.
The storm that we're still cleaning up from. But let's see. Kay Friesen, hello. And Miss Cindy Parcell. Cece is on this morning. Miss Darcy is here. Robin said it's a cool 45 this morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Where you are. Was it cool today?
It was cool yesterday morning.
Yes,
it was very nice.
Cindy said, "I'm in Hutch, but going to head your way to bring in boxes and pick up a few things." Yay, it'll be good to see you, Cindy. There is Melinda, says, "Hello, ladies. So happy to see two of our favorites, Vicki and Denise." Lois is here, and there is Miss Lillian Martins.
Hi, Lillian.
Good to have you.
Yeah, I know Lillian.
Chris said, "I missed you. Where have you been, Vicki?" Well, I was at Market in Dallas last week, but everything ran here just fine. The girls did a great job. There is Vernita, good to see you, and Miss Chi-Chi, and there's Charlie, and there is Miss Gina, and Gina and I had quite a few hugs. It was pretty hard to leave Gina. It was, and I'm going to see her in a month.
Know.
I mean, it's not even that long, but Gina and I have a connection that as you know.
Yes.
She's like a sister.
That's awesome.
She is one of my favorite people on the planet.
There
So.
you go.
There
Love
is
that.
Anne. She says, y'all, hello. I'll check your messages, Vicki. Talk about freaking out. Oh, well, I'll have to check my messages, but they were at La Suerva in Taos, one of our other favorite restaurants. We have a lot of favorite restaurants. But Anne, holy moly. Oh my goodness. She says, send Jack to my house with a blowtorch. There is a snake on her porch light.
Oh my goodness! Where do you...
I would have had a complete freak. Complete freak out. That is, oh.
Why in the world?
Why would a snake have been in your light?
Because
That's
of the
crazy.
rain. He didn't want the water, so he went to high
Evidently.
ground, which was your porch light?
I don't know. There's at La Suerva in Taos where Anne and her husband.
Can we just take a minute, though,
dinner.
and talk about a snake going up a wall?
They can go anywhere. They
Don't
can
tell
just
me
go
that.
anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Oh, let's see. Robin says it's 6:50 here in Alaska. I must have
Yeah.
missed that you were in Alaska. I can barely keep up with my own life and Anne's life, and now Robin's in Alaska. How awesome is that? Jerry Castor is here, and Miss Mary Mosier. Good to see you.
Oh, Anne is in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Again, one of our favorite areas.
Oh, so this may have been in Santa Fe.
Oh, is
Was
this
it?
in okay, Anne, you're going to have to clarify. Oh, and she sent a picture. Okay, it is no longer a live snake. Oh my goodness. So we need to know where this was taken. If this is at your house or if this is on your trip. Let's see. But Anne is in Santa Fe right now. Again, love that part of the country. I just love it. Velma said, good morning, I've missed you. And I've missed you, Velma.
Yes.
It's good to see you this morning. And there's Sherry, my sister.
Yeah, it's work day with Mother.
Yay. Love that. I usually have a call on the way home whenever they have their work day. And I always have, I want to know, what did you do? You know, did you fold underwear? Did you organize? My mom is such an organizer. And not that Sherry isn't. Sherry's very organized.
So does Sherry go to Mother's, or
No,
does Mother come to Sherry's? That makes more sense.
Yes.
Otherwise, there'd be a lot of packing of things and hauling things. Yeah.
Darcy said it's already 82 here. Lynn says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, good morning. Chi-Chi said, Shelley, I had a fabulous family vacation, but now most of us have the C word.
Oh, no.
Not good. There's Gina. Oh, I love you. Friends are so important. And not that we don't talk about this a lot, but we do, because we do. We know how important those friendships are. But some of them we have, like, I know if I tell you something, it's not going to be everywhere. There's only a few friends like that you can just basically tell whatever, and they can walk through you with either wonderful good times or we've been through very difficult times. And the same with Gina. We have been through such fun times. We've been through difficult times, heavy times. I mean, people that you can call sobbing, and they're going to be there for you. Gina is one of those girls that I feel like if I said, Gina, I need you, she would be on a plane or in her car and she'd be on her way. So
yeah,
there's just some friends like that are priceless. Let's see, there is Miss Kay Friesen. She's got all the sunshiny going here this morning. Shelley said, Anne, do you ever stay at home? Have a great time. Enjoy that dry heat. I love that they were trying to decide where to go on this vacation. And I love that they chose the Southwest because I so love that part of the world. Thank you, Jerry. Connie said, "Oh no, snake! I would have to move."
Yes.
I've
Ugh.
been out in the garden more this year than I've ever been, and I carry a hoe with me pretty much everywhere I go, and like I've learned to kind of rough things up down there and see if anything comes out because I've seen 2 snakes in the garden. There's probably more, but
My husband doesn't like snakes at all, but
oh,
he'll kill them for me if I see one. Or I mean, we don't kill them all, obviously, but he our on our front stoop there is a faucet, and we don't have underground water system for our lawns anywhere, so he has it set up with hoses and sprinklers, and he has to step down off our stoop in order to get the water on. And he had done that one evening to turn the water off, and he'd felt something. And as he, as he was like up and off, he looked, and a snake was slithering away. And so now he has a couple of stones there that he steps on so he can see.
yeah. And Lynn, I have been listening to your advice. Lynn had just said, I don't kill snakes. I just let them go their merry way. And she says, just chill and let the snake be. He'll move on and be happy elsewhere. And I did that about a week ago. Saw a snake in the garden, and I just took my hoe and nudged it away because I don't want to see it there. It can visit, but not when I'm there. Let's see. Patty Unruh says hello, everyone, and Kay says dislike snakes. I do too. Patty said, "I hope market went well." Yes, I feel like it went very well. It was good to be there. Good to see a lot of our vendors. Good to see a lot of our retail friends. Wonderful meetings. It was good. Ann says she lost me. Bad reception here. That's okay. You're on vacation. You don't need too much reception. But we're glad you came to talk to us this morning. Let's see. Kelly Voth. Hello to you. And let's see. Shelly says, Chi-Chi, oh no, I hope you have a mild case. Sending healing prayers. Very good. Lynn says, I've been away from live shows for a bit. I have too, Lynn. I've been gone, but had my 5-year-old granddaughter for 14 days, and I got to meet her. She was adorable. I was super busy, but it was the best, and that's awesome. Patty Andrew says, I have the dearest friends, and our group has been there for each other for the past 35 years. Yes, that is an amazing group of friends. Yeah. It is. It's awesome. Roxanne says, hey, Roxanne. Hello. My coxcomb are just growing like crazy, by the way. Ann said, my youngest went to my house to help it take a nap. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Chi-Chi says, thank you. I've had a bad sore throat and some congestion, so pretty mild. My son just has a runny nose. We are all vaxxed, so very good. Kathy said, good morning, back from a week of dog sitting duty. Yes, we saw Kathy, I don't know, the day before maybe that she was headed to go do her dog sitting for her daughter, I think. Let's see. Patty says, my youngest granddaughter turned 4 yesterday. She is pure sunshine. Love that. Chi-Chi said, my son-in-law's pet snake used to live in the guest room. It freaked me out at first, but I got used to him. I don't think I could really share a room with one.
I don't think so. I wouldn't want to.
Lynn said, so proud of you for not killing it. I did not kill it. This last one, since I talked to her, and I realized that in a garden, you're going to have some snakes. It's just how it is, but they surprise you, I think.
Well, yeah, and
she says they don't want to attack you.
No.
No.
Typically they don't. I try to remember that, but.
Yep. Chi-Chi said, Shelly, a cup of hot tea and Adrian's the best medicine. Awesome. Speaking of that, the last day I was at market, I wore my Adrian's shirt.
Uh-huh.
We in our buying group, we each get up and do a little presentation, and I did that shirt, and my presentation was, don't be afraid to connect with your ladies, with your customers, and talked about doing dinner and a movie night, talked about the trip that we had done to Kansas City, and I got lots of questions afterwards, because it's just not normal retail.
Right.
It's very different. And you think of a lot of these people in my group are Hallmark store owners. And I just think they have such a perfect opportunity. And I know Liz and Holly from up in Iowa, they were like, we're going to do it. We are going to do that, because they already have great relationships with their customers. But it's just that part of being intentional about it.
Yeah.
Just like us, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's almost the end of June, and we had a June get together, or the very last day of May, I think, is when we were together. But I think, oh my goodness, it's been a month since we've gotten together, and we need to do that.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast, and it was about something completely different, but it talked about the community that we lost during COVID, but also during this, our phones become our way of communicating instead of one-on-one, and being willing to engage in dialogue. And it's a very interesting thought, something that it's not just COVID. It was, and I get that.
But I think it was leading up to that before.
Right, and we already had this technology, but because we now were separated from one another, those of us that weren't using it all that much started to.
Yeah.
And that it's not all bad. Obviously, we've made a connection in this way, but it is also something to really realize that when you're with people, be there intentionally.
Yes.
And
yes.
And don't be looking at your phone or otherwise engaged, but be intentional about engaging with the people you're with and the moment.
Yeah, and it is just a series of moments. I know at market it was like the first thing we said when we walked into the hotel. We met some friends in the lobby and just said, okay, what are we doing for dinner? We want to go to dinner, and we went all 3 nights we were in Dallas. We went with a group of, so the group changed a little bit here and there, but we want that face-to-face time, and just how important that is, even though we are in communication all throughout the year with all of these people. But to be there in person is so precious. So, plus you cannot hug through a phone. And let me tell you, Gina is a great hugger. She's a great hugger. She's one of those people, puts her arms around it, and she just squeezes the breath out of you. But yeah, so good. Connie says, your team did great while you were away. You know that, and I do know that. You can also tell they know you trust them. It's totally true. I don't obsess over it. I don't fret and worry over it, because I know you guys are going to take care of all the ladies. So
we do our best.
She says, it does seem like forever since you've been here. You were missed. Thank you very much. I was a little busy. I was a little bit busy. Let's see. I'm having to skip. Ann says, there have been a lot around my house. She's talking snakes. This was the first to take a dirt nap. Sorry. Roxanne said, I'm learning to let the lizards go around my house because I'm sure they are eating bugs. Jack has said, as he's out mowing, he has seen more lizards than he's ever seen, and he's trying to keep them alive.
Yeah.
I have only seen one in the garden, but evidently out in the field, they're out there.
We sure don't have them here in town. Yeah. There was a spider on my sweet basil, on my basil plants, and I was just watching him. I think the storms may have done him, I don't know if done him in, But it's interesting because he was catching lots of insects
Ooh.
because he was getting bigger and bigger. I think he was
Ooh.
one of those like barn spiders or whatever
Oh.
those spiders
Well,
that
those
the kids used to
garden
watch.
spiders.
Garden spider.
Mhm.
But we just, I mean, my daughter Erin, who has made pesto now at least 3 times. She comes over and raids my garden and then
I love
messes
that.
up my kitchen and she goes, well, you usually have, this spice or that spice and I don't at my little house, and
Yeah.
totally get it. And I love that she comes because
Absolutely.
well, Erin is our single daughter, and we try not to enable her to be with us all the time, but she enjoys company and having somebody
Of
for
course.
her, and we're more than happy to be that for Erin. So,
Absolutely.
and she works from home, so I think getting out of her house is kind of nice too. So.
Well, let's see. Mary says, "Did I order more Myra purses?" I did. I did on the very first day,
Ooh.
and
Oh,
actually
that was
had the privilege to work with the owner of the company this time.
Oh, wow.
So, and one of our girls had wanted a specific purse, had sent me a picture of it. And so that I showed him the picture, and he said, "Oh, let me look it up for you." He looked it up and he said, "Actually, that is discontinued." But he said, if there's not one in the warehouse, I will have my manager make one for you.
Wow.
I thought, you know what? It pays to just be nice.
It does.
And I appreciate that, and I hope that that happens. But he is, he's younger than me. He's not young, but it was just a real pleasure to work with him. He obviously knows the line very, very well, and he was a delightful man. So,
Nice.
and I bought a couple of other lines of purses as well, and I think, oh my goodness, I might be over pursing it a little bit. But I think we got some cool things coming in.
Looking forward to it.
Connie says, going to put the public pressure on Miss Mary Mosier. When I saw her a few weeks ago, she said she'd like to go to dinner and a movie. Mary Mosier, you are going. Yes, let's hope so. Anne says, stopped into a kitchen store in Taos that had a few products I recognized from you. Awesome. Mary says, Connie, yes, I would like to go and meet the rest of the great Adrian's ladies. Absolutely. And for Mary and for all of you, just take that tiny step. And we know it can be hard to take that first step, but I promise you, this is such a nice group of women. They are just like they are on here. They are positive, they're uplifting, they listen more than they talk. They're involved in their family and their communities. These are awesome ladies. So she said, every time I showed my family something new, my son-in-law asked, is that from Adrian's? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Lana said, been busy hiring caterers, cake baker, and looking for decorations for our 50th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Awesome. For Vicki Franklin, sounds like you had a wonderful time. Yes, did have a wonderful time. I'll tell you a little bit about other stuff that's going on in our life, maybe tomorrow or the next day. And Kathy said, the Adrian staff always holds down the fort while you're away, and I'm so thankful. So thankful. I'm having to skip. We have big fun sunflowers growing in our backyard. I love them. That is Cindy Woods. Awesome. Let's see. Patty says, when we're in Florida, I see lizards everywhere. Yeah, I grew up with lizards in California. So, Chi-Chi, I did not get earbuds from Salmon. I never saw Salmon this time. And he's always there.
I get emails from him on my.
Okay,
They had some things.
I did not ever see him.
Hmm.
I have huge yard art in my car bought in house. That does not surprise me. That's awesome. Okay, well, let's give away some money.
All
Then I'm
right.
going to talk a little bit about the flowers I have back here. And thank you, Vicki. She said, I always love hearing about your trips. We'll talk about it, but we're going to run out of time today, I think. But don't worry, we'll be back with reports. So, okay. Let me close my eyes. And I have missed this. This is always fun to make somebody's day. Let's see. And Miss Patty Unruh, we're going to make your day today.
Here we go, Patty. Let me start on the 20. You never know.
Never know.
Okay, here we
You
go.
get a good one.
Woo! Come on. And 14.
14 for Patty Unruh. That is pretty cool. Well, those of you that have listened for a long time, know that last summer we met a wonderful gentleman, Mr. Johnson, out at Harvey County West Park. They were camped across from us, and as we were out on a walk, we ended up meeting him and his delightful wife. But Mr. Johnson has a passion for making people happy, and he does that with his garden goods. He grows acres of flowers and gives them away. He delivers flower bouquets to the banks in town, the library, medical offices, churches, just all different places that people gather. And he had always said, "Come, I'd love for you to come out to the flower farm and just see it." And I said, "Some rainy day, we're just gonna come over." And yesterday we got an inch of rain in the morning in a very short time. Our day was kind of planning to be in the garden, and we ended up taking a drive and going out, and we were able to catch Mr. Johnson at home. And he and his wife were sorting this giant potato harvest that they had dug that morning, along with some volunteers. And that all goes to different programs in McPherson County.
I don't want to cover them up. That's where I don't quite know how to.
Well, let's see.
where to
So
be.
yesterday he took us out there, and we got to cut these beautiful. He kept saying, "Take as many as you want, but I don't want to be greedy. I want to leave them for other people." But the sunflowers, he has all different kinds. And this is one that I wanted to show. This is called a black sunflower. It's actually very, very dark brown, but it's so pretty. He said his favorites are this light yellow ones. They're just huge heads and gorgeous. This is your more traditional sunflower. And then we've got some over here that are going to be blooming, and just absolutely beautiful. He does a great job on it.
Nice.
But he also plants 500 gladiolas.
Oh,
I think,
wow.
isn't that what these are called? Glads.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have 500 of these that they plant every year. And this is kind of his anchor. This is his passion. He loves these. But this also has cosmos, which are these guys here.
Yeah.
I can't remember. The variety started with an R, but I can't remember that one. And then, of course, zinnias, which are just so pretty. And then this is the foliage from the, oh my God, cosmos there. So they are awesome, awesome, awesome. And we just had a delightful time out
Those are
there.
beautiful.
He's got a little table under some trees and some chairs that we just sat and visited with him. It was very muddy and very wet because they had about a 1/3 inch of rain. But just so good, and his heart is just amazing. He loves to be a giver, and he actually took us to a barn that he borrows during onion time. They had dug or pulled onions on Monday, I believe, and just hundreds and hundreds of onions laid out to dry in a borrowed barn, a barn that they borrow. So just there are so cool that there are these people in the world that are Chi-Chi, Chi-Chi, yes, I can check on that. That's probably my fault because I have not been, I have not been doing any of that part of it, but I'll be back to my desk today. Um, Susie said it's all about the sunflowers in Kansas. Abby says, do you happen to know the order number? I'm sure I'll be able to find that too. Chi-Chi said, beautiful. I bought Cosmo seed for Cosmo the cat, but haven't planted him yet. And it is not too late. Found that out yesterday.
Oh.
And yeah, but he has rows and rows of sunflowers. And then at the other side of the garden, they must have already harvested something there. And he said, you know what those little plants are? And they were about, maybe 10 inches tall. He said, more sunflowers. He's like, I love sunflowers. And he's got tomatoes and, of course, all kinds of stuff. And just said, he loves that people can, these are, the vegetable part all goes to people that just need fresh food, fresh vegetables.
I love that he does it, to food banks and
yeah.
I don't know if he does food kitchens or.
There were like 3 different organizations that, and I don't want to list them because I might not be accurate on them.
Right.
And so I know that they just go to, he said it just makes us feel good when we know that we can help people, help them out of poverty. And so, love that. Kathy said, I've never seen a black sunflower. Really neat. I have only seen them in the seed catalogs. I had never seen one, but they are just beautiful.
I think Vicki and Jack will be taking after from Mr. Johnson. Maybe.
Well, we're not nearly to the scale.
No, but you've got your zinnias.
Yeah. But here's one thing I learned that I just can't hardly deal with.
Oh no.
He said, well, these were the zinnias, and he takes a, what are those? Not a chainsaw, but this kind of saw that you just, like for shrubs.
Yeah.
I can't think of what they're called.
I do. It's a hedge
trimmer.
Hedge trimmer.
And he goes through this time of the year, and yesterday he had gone through about 2.5 feet off the ground, and he had cut all those zinnias, all those beautiful flowers. Now he used as many as he could, but he said at this time of year you need to cut them back, otherwise they're going to go to seed, and you're going to lose a couple of months. I could not do it. I'm going to let them just be natural. I just don't think I could stand to take all those beautiful flowers.
So
away.
what does he mean? You'll lose a couple of months. They'll come back. Well, wouldn't you want them to come back? Do half of them. Do an experiment.
I guess I could do half maybe, and just
see.
I just said, isn't that so painful? He's like, no, because I know they're going to come back. So.
But I mean, I'm that way with my basil and obviously my cilantro.
It's hard when there's flowers.
I know.
I can do it to vegetables.
You could take some to Jenny next week, and you
That's true.
And you could Pinterest how to keep flowers fresh before you make your.
Well, I'm not a good bouquet arranger. But
I'm trying to change my attitude, and my sister sent me a book that she and I are going to go through together by Kate Bauer. Hold on. No, Bowler, not Bauer. Bowler. Kate Bowler. She's a Canadian academic from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Let's see. Everything Happens was her bestseller. And it's about, she was a young mom, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Oh my.
And she has like her doctorate, I believe, from Duke University. I mean, she's a church historian. But anyway, Everything Happens is her podcast. Oh, I'm not going to find her books now, am I? The one that, writings here. Everything Happens for a Reason and Other Lies I've Loved was a bestseller. And then the one that my sister and I are going to go through, I think it's No Cure for Being Human,
Oh, there's
and
no
other
cure.
truths I need to hear. And this one is a devotional. It's got 40-ish devotionals, and I'll have to read it. I liked the preface. I
bring
read the
it.
preface last night, and she sent it to me via Amazon. I didn't know she
Oh,
was sending it with a
nice.
little note, and so we're going to kind of go through it together. We're both working
That's
on
awesome.
it. It deals with, you see perfect people on the internet, your friends, and we show about, oh, we're losing weight, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're in CrossFit, we're lifting, we're all this stuff, and what it does to some of us is make us keep striving for that perfect me. And I may not have the title right, so just I'll get it.
Stay
I'll bring
tuned.
it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, Friday. But just this idea of how to deal with that added pressure, that perfection paradigm. Sounds heady, doesn't it? I'm gonna look really academic. Actually, she writes very humorous, with a lot of humor, and she's on the New
Cool.
York bestseller list. So
Awesome.
we'll see.
Awesome. Well, speaking of, I don't know, there's no good transition. If we had a production team, there'd be like somebody playing music right now while we change subjects.
We
could, like,
that
know.
wouldn't be the right music.
So Grady's birthday, he's turning 5 in about a week, and Jenny sent me this morning, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. And you guys that know Grady, you'll think this is pretty hilarious too. So this is in discussion of birthday presents. So
Yes.
here's.
I really want Noggin.
What is Nuggin?
But Noggin is a trusted learning app designed by educators.
So I think that's pretty hilarious because she titled it, proof that advertising works.
Yes,
And
it is a trusted.
It is a trusted app designed by educators. And I just thought that was hilarious. I don't know what it is. I know that it's actually like noggin, not the way he pronounced it.
Snoggin.
But then here's the follow-up. Oh, no, he just didn't get to tell me goodbye on that one. But he has a thing.
Come on, goodbye.
If he has to say goodbye, I mean, he absolutely has to say goodbye when we talk. But the that one I thought was pretty good, and I thought, you know what? It takes a lot of mental capability to be able to recall the name of that thing that he saw, to recall the actual ad for it,
Yeah.
and to use it in a context that your birthday's coming up, and your parents are going to buy you only like educational type things, and then make a special request for that. But
Well,
I thought it was hilarious.
You know that advertising works when
Oh, my
we
goodness.
took my daughter Emily out for her birthday, and she gets to choose where she wants to go, and so we went to her house, and I said, well, have you chosen where you want to go tonight? And she goes, yep, I've decided we're going to Red Robin. And the whole family goes, Red Robin.
Yep.
I mean, it was like all together except the littles.
Yep.
Everett and Trevor were like, what? But the whole family just goes on it. It was pretty funny. It was like,
Yeah.
hey, we listen. We
Oh yeah, yes. And did she get a free meal? No.
It was they did give her an ice cream sundae.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
That's very, very nice.
But I mean, I always thought it was funny. My dad's like, "Well, I'm taking you out for your birthday," and then I got the free meal. I'm like, okay,
yeah, that works. That works. Sherry says, just got to the airport, headed home, enjoying your show. Nice to see you back. Very good. Well, Sherry, safe travels home from Florida, and maybe we'll see you. We'll see. We're not camping this weekend. We don't do holiday weekends very well, but out at Harvey County West, you can't have fireworks, so we drove through there last night, and there were still some empty spaces. But we have too much going on in our life. So it's kind of sad that we're probably not. But Sherry, if you go out, we'll bring our lawn chairs, come sit by the fire with you. So, I think we better wrap it
I
up and
think
go to
so.
work. I think we better get some things done today. But it was so good to catch up with you all. When I say we are thankful for you, each and every one of you, I mean it. We are very grateful for you. And we're just glad that you choose to spend whatever time you have available with us. Thank you so much. We will see you back here at 1 o'clock. Have a great morning. Go get one little project done and come back and see us at 1. Bye-bye.